Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video with the Marvel Legends Ant-Man series Bulldozer and finally completing the Wrecking Crew. Reading from the packaging back, disgruntled criminal Henry Camp joined forces with the Wrecker and became the hero-crushing Bulldozer. And of course this is from the Ultron Build-A-Figure collection with the Ultron Bath pictured on the left there. Then the series is comprised of movie Ant-Man, Wasp, Bulldozer as we have here, Tiger Shark, Grim Reaper and Giant Man. Here is Bulldozer out of packaging, originally announced at SDCC 2012 as a swap-out figure for the Wrecker in the Rocket Raccoon Build-A-Figure wave. No, you didn't mishear me, Rocket was the Bath, that tiny little raccoon, as 2012 was the year of the mini Bath, and also the year of not getting half the legends Hasbro promised us. Since then, Hasbro have made good on what they call their missing children, those legends unveiled but never released. Of all those missing children though, Bulldozer is perhaps the most significant, as his non-release meant not completing the Wrecking Crew, so literally years later here he is, but was the wait worth it? Well, I'm not one for waiting, so long-time viewers will know I custom made my very own Bulldozer, and side by side with Hasbro's effort, I think I can still hold my head up high. I mean, I won't be kicking my custom to the curb as an isolated piece, I have pride in it, but as far as fitting in with the Wrecking Crew, I use parts distinct from Hasbro's Wrecking Crew figures, whereas their Bulldozer shares much of the same body as his teammates, so theirs is a better blend with the rest of the team, the shared bodies creating a uniformity. And as long as we've waited for Bulldozer, that time pales into comparison to the time passed since the inception of this figure, as it originally began life as Hulkling in the Marvel Legends Young Avengers box set from 2006. Yep, way back in the Toy Biz days. In Hasbro's hands it's been Crossbones, and in my collection is also represented in the form of Warpath. Had Bulldozer not been released, the sting in the tail would have been that of the 4 Wrecking Crew members, I think it's the most interesting character design, what with his helmet and armor, and here it is, nicely rendered. The deco comprising of a dark wash accentuating both the armor's dimensionality and textured surface. And that's a level of render that's absent on the main body of the figure, the orange being the colour of the flat plastic. But while I would usually complain about lack of deco, here I'm not going to do that, because taking an even closer look, and the figure is a real mixed bag of sculpted textures. On the shoulder and arms you can see a textured skin finish in the sculpt, complete with bulging veins. That's where on Hulkling he was sleeveless. Then a smooth finish to the torso, then another texture for Hulkling's trousers. Yet here with Bulldozer in a jumpsuit it should read as a uniform texture. And like I said, while I would usually complain about the lack of deco on it, I know any wash or dry brushing here would only further highlight the patchwork of various textures going on in the sculpt. Now taking a closer look, and when the packaging back stated hero crushing, you get the sense of that with the armor. It's bearing the marks of many a battle with the Hulk, Hercules, who's who of Marvel's great and good really. In design it's part Juggernaut and part made by Jigsaw from the Saw movies. Is it a helmet or a trap that Bulldozer has been locked into and must gouge out his own eye to pull out a key from his eye socket to gain his release? Around his eyes it's been painted black to give a shadowy effect, and the eyes themselves are all white and quite squinty amidst all that black. I guess the application of paint to the lips to distinguish them from the skin tone of the face is respect-worthy, yet the contrast does read a little like lipstick, doesn't it? And the armor doesn't inhibit the articulation as much as you might think, so the head is able to do a full rotation and moves quite far forward and then also moves back. At the shoulder the arm rotates and moves up this far, there's upper arm rotation, then just a single jointed elbow. Sadly, in keeping with the rest of the Wrecking Crew, he has no wrist hinge and just has rotation at the top of his armoured cuff there, rotation at the waist, then an ab crunch which moves this far forward and then moves this far back. At the hips the legs move out to the side this much, then to move the leg forward you need to rotate the hip, then take advantage of the upper leg rotation to move the leg forward. Then it also moves slightly back. He has a double jointed pointed knee. Looks like it should have rotation there at the armored piece, but seems not to. Then at the ankle it's hinged, has toe articulation, which is quite the nod to it being a Toy Biz mold, and it only really has the slightest ankle pivot. No ankle rocker. Boo. So here is Bulldozer lined up with Giant Man, Grim Reaper and Tiger Shark, all also from this wave, and it's nice to have a variety of differently sized characters within one wave, and with the rising price of Legends in mind, bang for your buck might be a factor in a decision to pick up Bulldozer, and with his size he sure represents that. Beyond that, I'm sure long-time Legends collectors will enjoy reuniting the team, but for newer Legends collectors seeing Bulldozer in this wave, they might be saying, what? Hasbro released other Wrecking Crew figures? And they'd be saying that because it's been that long! In fact, if you are one of those newer collectors, I suspect with the release of Bulldozer, the price of the other members has spiked, as many now play catch-up. Anyway, for a closer look at another pain in the Avengers' arse, click the video on the right for Grim Reaper. As ever, I sure would appreciate if you could give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.